Okay, hello. My name is David Busari, and you're welcome to Hanging Out with David Busari. Now, on this program, what we try to do is we try to create a mentorship platform where we inspire, we empower young individuals who are looking to go into different projects or get into a different industry or acquire a different knowledge. And what we do is we try to bring young individuals also who have attained a level of success in different industries on different projects. We bring them to the platform, to the program, and then we have them share their stories and basically tell us how the ideas were conceived and how they were able to overcome all the challenges that came up and how they were able to finally turn the raw material into finished products. And basically, that's what we do on this platform. Also, what we try to do is we try to connect startups with our guests to serve as mentors to them and try to follow up on their project, give them advices, and help them to a point where they can take up the project on their own. It would be unfair for me to go ahead with this program without letting you know that this program was supported by Olani TV, it was supported by Okiki Solar, and it also sent to Niger. Now, Olani TV, what they do is simple. They stream content to you wherever you are on any device, and as viewers and as producers, they buy your content and they stream it to individuals. Okiki Solar is a brand, right? All they do is they take care of you from top to your feet. They work with other brands and display products of other brands on their website. And send to Nigeria, simple. They take your dollars and they convert it to naira, send it to the Nigerian bank of your choice at black market, close to black market rate. Last time I sent, they sent for me at 430, and compared to the 380 that other platform, 390 other platforms sent to. And basically, those are the people or the brands supporting hanging out with David Busari. Okay, now let's go ahead. Now, on the platform today, I have a guest. I have somebody I have great regards for. He's like a brother to me also, and he has started so many projects. He has conceived so many ideas, and I should let you know that all those ideas turned out to be finished products and were successful. There's one, he's known for today, and we call him the CEO founder of Paledec, and it's no other person than Dr. Omoniyi Babalola. Welcome, brother.
Hey. Thank you, bro, for having me on this show. I really appreciate your efforts. I appreciate your for your time and what you're doing to support African youth and even the youth in general. It's a worthy project, and we are proud of all that you're doing, and we are proud that you consider us to be fit enough to be on this platform. Thank you
I'm,
so
I'm,
much.
I'm more proud to have you on the platform than you're proud of me, okay? I'm more proud to have you on the platform. Now, Dr. Omoni, now you've conceived so many ideas.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier on, all these ideas have been successful, right? Now, the major one you're known for is the Paladec, and that's been international. But basically, before we go on to Paladec, let's talk about the conceiving of the ideas. How were these ideas? How were these ideas conceived?
Basically, I would say that when you look around you, you see problems everywhere. You see issues everywhere. You see challenges everywhere. And in the midst of all these challenges, problems, and issues, there are always solutions to them. So all you need to do as an individual is to find creative ways of bringing solutions to all these challenges or issues or whatever it is that you don't find convenient or comfortable within or around you. Find solutions to them. When you do that, that means you are solving a problem. And when you're solving a problem, it means you are giving value to the world, and people would really want to listen to you. So what we do, or how all these ideas were conceived, were because we looked around us and beyond us, beyond our environment, which was then I was still in Nigeria. So we looked beyond Nigeria. We tried to find issues that were affecting Africa as a continent. And we realized that in most cases, Africa is a continent that is blessed. Africa is a continent that is so rich in human and material resources, but we have some challenges that we need to find solutions to if we do not want all that we think that we have in Africa to perish. Okay, so it was this particular issue or challenge that actually drove us into starting most of the things that we do today. Like I lead a group of intelligent and mind-blowing people at the Pan-African Leadership and Entrepreneurship Development Center that is mostly known as Paledec today. And what we do is we try to find solutions to issues that are really affecting Africa. We try to sell Africa to the world in such a way that we bring Africa to them and tell the stories of Africa the way it should be told. Because we realize that a lot of people outside Africa, especially those of them who had never been to Africa before, they have a mindset that is so far from the truth about what Africa truly represents. They have a picture of Africa that was like years ago that does not really reflect what Africa is today. So what we do today is we try to use our various platforms to sell Africa to them, to let them see what Africa really is, to let them see the various opportunities, the various ways they could partner with Africa for their own benefits and for our own benefits. Okay, so we basically sell Africa to the world using various platforms, and the organization that is in charge of doing all this is Paladec. And so the reason that we conceive all the ideas that that we've conceived in the past and executed in the past, and even the ones we are doing currently, is because we we want to take Africa to people that have never been to Africa before, people that have only judged Africa and Africans based on what they have read on papers, based on what they have listened to on the news, and not what truly reflects Africa. So these are the problems that we found, and these were the problems that we try to find creative ways of solving. Okay, so we, like I said, we have various platforms that we do this. We have conferences, we have summit that we take around the world. Then we have our home media platform that we call FBI Africa, which is an acronym for Business in Africa. It's a magazine that we have published. We've been doing for close to 5 years now, and we've done more than 42 editions. You know, showcasing African talent, showcasing African resources, and showcasing the amazing opportunities that are within Africa and that can be tapped into by anybody, whether you are in Africa, you are outside Africa, or wherever you might be. Okay, you know, the truth about this is that for those that know, they know that Africa is the future of the world. Reason being that there is no way you can take away the place of the youth in any socioeconomic development, either in your country, in your continent, wherever. Okay, and Africa is known as the continent of the youth, of the young people. More than 70% of the population of Africa are youth, and these are agile. They are creative guys. They are hardworking. They are strong. Okay, so if you're looking for manpower, you're looking for human resources, you find that in Africa. If you're looking for material resources, natural resources, they are so much found in Africa. So what exactly are you looking for, you know, in Africa that you cannot find? Okay, like some people would say, well, Africa is full of crises. There is crisis everywhere in the world. And in our own ways, we are finding creative ways to minimize this crisis. We are finding creative ways to make Africa just like every other continent in the world that is facing their own form of challenges. We are also finding creative ways to solving them. Okay, so these are the things that influenced all the things that we've been doing in Paladec and all the things that we currently are working on.
Well, sounds good. Now, I know that so many youth, well, what you just told me just simply meant that all you did was you look into, try to create the opportunity, look into where the problem is, and you try to prefer a
Yeah.
solution to it. You saw the problem, and you felt, okay, you know what, preferring a solution to it is just that opportunity right there. So many youths believe that, there's a need for the opportunity to be there for them before they start something. And some of them give the
Mhm.
excuses of finances. What
Yeah.
role does finance play into conceiving the idea? Is it a major criteria?
Okay. No. Why I agree with them that there is no way you can run a project without funding. However, I would like to say, with experience or from various experiences, that financing or funding should not be your major focus. It should not be the things that will determine if you will start your project tomorrow or if you will start in 10 years' time. Okay, all the projects that we have held in the past, that we have done in the past, it wasn't like we had funding, waiting for us somewhere. It wasn't like we had money stashed in a bank or an investor waiting, for us to just start a project and they will start pumping in money. No, I'll give you an example. When we started for Business in Africa magazine 5 years ago, before then, I had worked in an organization, like a reputable magazine corporation in Nigeria. And it was a big one. So I gained a lot of experiences, working with them. I had a lot of contact and stuff like that. So when we were to start our home magazine for Business in Africa, we did a survey, okay? And from the survey, we realized that from the people we spoke with, most of them said, for you to start a magazine, you must be very rich. Like you must really have enough money to fund your production. Well, those were true. Okay. And they also said that if you start the magazine, don't expect to get adverts until maybe like 10, after 10 edition, 11 editions. That means you must have enough money to fund your magazine from inception until like 10 or 11 editions before you can start getting funding if you're lucky. Okay. Also considering the fact of where I had worked and all the experiences I've gathered, I know that some of these things are true. And even where I worked, actually, we didn't start getting sponsorship or advert until after like 7 or 8 editions of the magazine. Okay, so what they said were actually true. However, there are some things, my story or the way things work for me may be different from the way it works for you. That is where the place of creativity comes in. Okay, in as much as money is important, what is much more important is your integrity. You can take your integrity to the bank and come back home with money. Okay, so when we were to start the magazine, after all the survey, myself and my partners, we sat down and we tried to look for ways that we could actually run this magazine without going through all the problems that they said. Okay, so that was where the place of integrity came to play. We approached the people that I have worked for in the past. Now I have to quickly mention this in life, okay, no matter even Dangote, as rich as he is, he would not give you anything for free. You have to give him value for him to give you anything, okay. And sometimes a lot of people would doubt the kind of value you want to give to them. So you have to find a way to create platforms for people to trust the things that you say you could do, so they can allow you to actually do this. So in doing this, in most cases, be willing and ready to work for free. Okay. It's in the real sense, you're actually not working for free. You are working to build your integrity. You are working to build trust. So I did all this when I left the magazine I was working for. I looked for people that I know could help me in the future, that I really wanted to have relationship with. I looked for what they lacked, what could make their business better, but they are not currently doing. and I approached them. I spoke with them about this, and I told them I will be willing to do this for you free of charge. Okay, most of them would be like, why would you want to do this free of charge when other people could charge me for it? Okay, let me just, it doesn't hurt. Okay, I could give you like a month or two, let's see what you can do. And eventually they saw what I could do, and we formed a very strong relationship. I did this with so many people. Okay, so it wasn't the money that drove all that. It was because I knew I could do this. I wanted to render this service. I needed to create a relationship with these people. Okay, so young people should be willing to do this. It's not everything money. You look for platforms where you can serve people, because in service you get value, you get experiences. Okay, so when we're to start the magazine, I realized that I had done this for a lot of people. So when I went back to them and I said, oh, we want to start this magazine, and this is the template, and we had even gone ahead to design their advert in it, and we said, okay, so we want to do this for you, and you would have to pay before the magazine comes out. Okay, but because most of these guys have seen what I had done in the past, they could trust to a greater extent what I said I wanted to do. They knew I could do it, so it was easier for them to just part with the funding, for us to do the production of the magazine. But the funding was not the major thing. It wasn't the things that we put in mind for us to start. We started the project doing, adding every other creative ideas, starting with what we had, because of course you need to put your own funding in whatever project you want to do. If you don't believe in your project, who else will believe in it? And one of the easiest way to believe or to show people that you believe in your project is for you to add end money, spend it on your project, demonstrate to them that yes, I believe in what I'm doing, and I've funded it to the extent that I could. Okay, so when people see that, they see the passion and they can trust your words based on past experiences, it's going to be easier for you to raise fund. Okay, so all the projects that we have done, the Pan-African Humanitarian Summit that we have done in 5 different countries in the world, we didn't start with having money, so much money somewhere to run the project. No, we started with what we had, even if it was nothing but the ideas and the creative ways of marketing all these ideas to potential sponsors or even supporters, were the things that we put in place, and we started all these ideas. And with time, people started buying into this. People started coming in with funding, with more ideas, But I would say, but that I'm saying it like this doesn't make it easy. Okay, sometimes you will get to that position where you would want to doubt your idea. You would want to doubt what you could do. You would want to doubt if you can actually accomplish all this. Okay, so there are so many things that would happen, in the process of achieving your ideas or executing your ideas. But anything could stop you, but do not let funding be the major reason that you would stop what you had conceived or what you had started. Okay, funding shouldn't be the major thing. Integrity is what you can actually take to the bank and come back home with money. Integrity is what you can, use to as a form of exchange, for so many things. So it's not all about money, money, money. Like I want to do a website for a project. Doing website is to some extent, like you want to do a very good website, could be costly. Okay, and you don't have that money. Why don't you go into partnership with someone that needs something? Like you are an IT firm, you need publicity, okay? And you know that your event, your project will give this person publicity. So when you tell these guys, you show them the blueprint, you show them, creative ways of how you can give them benefits. Okay, if they trust you, they would buy into this. Because the only thing they need is, can I trust this person? If he says he can do it, can I trust that when the time comes for him to give to me what is beneficial to me, will he do it? So that is where the issue of trust and integrity comes into play. So it's not just about the funding. Funding is fine. Of course, without funding, you can't run your project. But don't let that determine if you are starting your project or you are, stopping your project. No.
Wow. So now you just gave a two-in-one answer for that question, and I mean, I was impressed. Now, look, basically, what you talked about was the financial part of it shouldn't deter you, it shouldn't stop you from moving ahead. Get the idea, and once you get the idea, then it's easy for you to run with the idea, right? So basically, you also said something about how to acquire finances, how to acquire finances and running the project. You see, finances shouldn't be the main thing, but first you should be able to volunteer, right? Gather the experience of the idea that you are intending to take up. Without the experience, you can't run that project. And aside that, volunteering also, which is like you said, working for free, also helps you gain the trust of most of the people that you would actually need in the near future on your own project. Exactly. And then you also said positioning. Then you talked about partnership. Everything isn't money, like you just said, right? You said there are ways you can get
Yeah.
value, right, by partnering. It's a give and take thing, give and take, true give and take relationship. Now, that leads me to the next question. After conceiving the ideas, now you got most of the things you wanted to get for the ideas. What were the major challenges people you faced? Now, using your project as practical example, what were the major challenges you faced, and how would you advise? How were you able to overcome those challenges?
Well, this is a very emotional question to me. It's emotional because it brings to mind the also in the past. Okay, now to answer this question, I'll use a series of real life experiences, like things that we faced. Okay, so when we started the Pan African Humanitarian Summit in 2015, we held the first edition in Accra, Ghana. Okay, before that project, I had never traveled outside Nigeria, but I had this dream. I had this project or vision of taking Africa to the world, where we would bring people from around the world together. We would bring we will take Africans to other countries that are outside Africa and let them interact with non-Africans, let them interact with, people that could share in their vision, that could support, partner with them. So when I was conceiving all this, I had never traveled outside Nigeria. So I didn't even have a passport, okay? But because we had that dream, I had a team of guys working with me, on that project. And these were people that also never traveled before. But we were driven by one particular passion, which was we believed in what we were doing. We knew that it wasn't going to be easy, but we also knew that if we were focused, of course, we would achieve it. Okay, so when we did the first edition, the also was much, because that was the first time we were doing stuff like that. In fact, we had to travel from Lagos to Accra by road, and just to cut down cost. But eventually, the event held, okay, and it was a success. To a lot of people that came, they saw a successful event, okay. But for us, we knew we had so much loopholes that we needed to fix in the next edition. So after that, I said to my team that, okay, this time for the following year, which was 2016, why don't we take this event to Dubai? At that time, I had never been to Dubai. The only country I'd traveled to was Accra, Ghana. Okay, a lot of people said, no, that was impossible. We faced so much, in Dubai, in Ghana. Why don't we just do this second edition either in Nigeria or back in Ghana? But I was like, what was driving me at that time, the conviction I had at that time was not to just stay local. It wasn't to just stay in a place and start repeating and repeating what, it would defeat the purpose or the mission. So some people stepped out, like they couldn't go ahead with it. If you decide that you want to go ahead to have the event in Dubai, but some stayed. Okay. For those that stepped out, of course, that was enough discouragement. But because we were working towards, I was so convinced that this would work out. Like this would be an amazing event. Like this would help us to accomplish what we started, like the goals, the mission of why this particular organization was set up. Okay,
Hmm.
so fast forward to 2016, the Dubai event held. It was challenging. It was crazy. Okay, but eventually it held and it was successful. And that was one event that launched us, to a greater number of the public. A lot of people started trusting us. A lot of people started believing in us. That particular project has been held in Tanzania. It has been held in Morocco. It has been held in Abu Dhabi. Because of that particular event, we have traveled to several countries within and outside Africa. We had also directly and indirectly facilitated investment to more than 7 countries within Africa. Okay, but achieving all this was not easy. I must say it wasn't easy, but you must be focused, and especially if you have a team that is ready to go the extra mile with you. It gives you an edge. It gives you confidence, that you can actually, that you have people behind you, that you have people who trust your judgment. Okay, I'll give you an example again. We wanted to, in 2017, we started another project called the Child Summit. Prior to that time, there was no event like that where children were awarded for exceptional skills. Okay, we've seen cases where you bring children together and you award them for in sport, you award them in academics, you award them in music or in drama, but now bringing them together to give them awards that are similar to what you give to adults, like you give the in technology, in advocacy, in various other ways, in social good, in time that this project, could not succeed because um, children within Africa at that time will be busy with their education. They'll be busy playing with sand, busy playing with toys. Where would you see a child who would be making waves technologically, like who will be creating games, who will be creating apps, who will be creating all these things? So it wasn't things that they could conceive. But we knew that there were kids doing things like that. But it's just that we couldn't find a template to work with. So we decided to build our own templates. Okay, that was in 2017. This particular event has consistently been held since 2017 in Nigeria, 2018 also in Nigeria, 2019 was in Accra, Ghana, where we had the vice president of Liberia. We had people from the US, we had people from the UAE, we had people from India, we had people from different countries outside Africa to celebrate African children. And also in this program, we discovered kids, like there was a like at that time it was like 14-year-old who a Nigerian kid who invented several things like applications. Like there was one Tomisi. I don't know if I pronounce the name well, but Tomisi invented an application that if you, as either an adult or a child, if you get missing or you get kidnapped, if you have Tomison's application on your phone and your phone is turned on, there is a red button on that application that you just need to press on, and it will alert every security agencies in Lagos State. They'll be able to locate you. Yeah, it was built by, at that time, she was even 9 years old when she built that particular application. Yeah, so we had another child in Zimbabwe who had won motorcycle competition. I don't know what name they give to it now, but it was a competition that no African had ever won. And this was at that time, I think she was about 12 or 13 years old. That was in 2019. She won this competition, first African to ever win this competition in the world. Okay, it was
Wow.
also under this in this project that we discovered an 11-year-old girl who is going around, promoting the greener world, promoting a cleaner environment. So we
Wow.
discovered so many people. We interacted with a lot of kids, and it was during that event that we discovered that African children are much more than we give them credit for. They are doing amazing things. They are creating, innovating things. They are amazing in sports, academically, technologically. They are just doing so well. Okay, so sometimes you find projects or even ideas that are not so popular with people around you, but you need to find ways to convince them. You need to find ways to demonstrate to them that we can do this. It's not motivational talks or inspirational speeches. No, you demonstrate. That's why I use the word demonstrate, because you have to show them and allow them to you impossible questions like, okay, what will happen if this happens? What will happen if this doesn't happen? What would you do if XYZ says it would come and eventually it doesn't come? These are questions that prepare you for, even if you don't have answers to them, you can always research and brainstorm together with your team members and find answers to this, because it makes you well equipped for what you would encounter. Okay, so most of these projects that we have done, we encountered several, as in serious issues, both funding issues, both organization issues, structural issues. But within all this, we found a way to manage them in such a way that we didn't allow it, or we didn't allow them to interfere or disrupt the main
Success of the program.
focus, the main vision. Yeah.
I mean, sounds good. So it simply means that, I mean, when you start up projects like this, right, there are bound to be challenges, right? And most of the
Definitely.
challenges would come in various ways. Yours was finances. I mean, they would just come in different angles. But as they come in, you should be able to brainstorm with the team. And aside that, you should prepare ahead. I like what you said. I mean, you said you had that mindset ahead that something can happen. But you know what made you ready for them was you already had that in mind that anything can happen. What would I do when these kind of things happen? So being
Yeah.
prepared, our preparedness really matters. And then you also talked about the team you had. You had a very strong team. You had two types of people. You had the ones who were ready to believe in the project, succeeding no matter the circumstances, the challenges, right? Some of them stayed, and the ones who weren't ready to believe in that, most of them, they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh no, I don't think this would happen." So having the people with the right mindset, the same mindset as yours, that succeeding mindset with you, actually helps you, get to the point of success, right? So
Yeah.
now, as the conceiver of the idea yourself, there are certain times that you want to give up. I'm sure you want to give up. What was that thing that kept you moving?
I think the first thing is you have to remember why you started in the first place. Okay. If anything at all would want to defocus you or distract you, remember why you started. Because if you keep having this at the back of your mind, then it's it helps you to fight distractions. Okay. But apart from that, what works for me may not work for other people. Now, I'm not trying to be religious here, but I place when I'm so discouraged, when I'm so frustrated, I listen to gospel music. Okay, and I have people around me that also try to motivate or inspire me. Little things could inspire you. Little things could be the solution to your frustration. Okay, I give an example. Like in 2019 edition of the Pan-African Humanitarian Summit, that particular event was meant to be held, let me not mention, okay, was meant to be held in Qatar, for example. Actually, it was actually meant to be held in Qatar. Okay, we had our partners there. We had finalized everything, and things were going fine. Things were moving okay, and we were getting a lot of responses from people around the world. Okay, then just 10 days to the event, there was a diplomatic issue between Qatar and Nigeria. It had nothing to do with us. But we realized that it will affect a lot of people coming from Nigeria and a lot of people coming from Africa. Okay, that was 10 days to the event. Everybody said that advised that we should, move the event forward because the event is actually meant for Africa, but we were just taking it to a country outside Africa so that there will be an interaction between Africans and non-Africans, especially for non-Africans that are finding it so hard to come into Africa. Okay, so we needed that platform, to create these interactions between them. So 10 days to the event, we realized that there will be issues for people, to move into or to be granted access into Qatar. And a lot of people said we should move this event forward. If we had decided to move it forward, it would have been justified. But because 5 years down the line, we had never done that before. When we said event would hold on XYZ dates, we tried as much as possible to ensure that it held on that day. This also brings me back to the place of trust and integrity. A lot of people had already given you the time, the day that you said you were, going to hold the event. They have dedicated this date, for this program. And these are not people that you can easily access. These are like top high profile personalities from across the world, and they have said, oh, your event, we will be coming, now telling them that the event will not hold on that particular day would mean that to us it might just mean that, okay, we are moving the date, but to some people, so many people, okay, so we insisted that no, this event would hold on this particular day, but what we needed to do was to move it from country A to another country that is closer to country A, and that will not give us any diplomatic issue. So with that, people would know that, okay, we have done our best to ensure that the date was not moved, but the only thing that we moved was just the location, the venue. And even the new venue is very, very close to the initial venue. Okay, so eventually the event held and it was amazing. It was successful. It was beyond what everybody imagined. But in the midst of all these things, the frustration that came with it, the distractions that came with it were so much. Okay, but in the midst of all this, I just kept remembering why did we start? Okay, what will happen if holding this year, we are moving it to next year? How will people see us? How will they relate with us in the future? So what are we trying to sell to people when we say we are marketing Africa to the world? And some people that have never dealt with Africa before, we're having issues trusting Africa. Now, if we do this, would they still continue to trust us? Because it's beyond us. Would they continue to trust Africa or Africans or whoever comes from Africa? Would they continue to trust us? Okay, so these were the things that we thought about, and we said, no, this event should hold at that particular time. We didn't even know that there was going to be COVID in 2020, which meant if we had not done it in 2019, maybe we'll be looking at 2021. Okay, so in the midst of frustrations and distractions, I always remembered why did we start? What did we need to achieve? And the people around me, especially my wife, for example, it's one thing for you to, the people close to you are the people that can either help you to achieve your dreams or not. When you keep hearing every day you wake up, that thing you want to do, why don't you do another thing? That thing would not work. This is happening. That is happening. This would stop you from doing that. They keep telling you the negative side of your project. Every project has its positive sides and negative sides. Okay, but it depends on what people are telling you. Do they constantly tell you the positive aspect of it or the negative aspect of it? So what comes to your mind, what you feed your mind with, if it's the negative aspect of your project and the list, endless list of people that try to do what you want to do and has failed. If you keep listening to people like that, then it distracts you. It makes it harder for you to achieve your dream. But in the midst of all those things that were happening, I had an amazing, I keep saying it, my team was strong and my wife was also very helpful, okay, because they keep bringing the positive aspect of your project to you. Man, just imagine that if we are able, everybody is saying that we should postpone, that they would understand. Imagine what would happen that the event eventually held. The kind of respect people would give your organization, the kind of, those were the positive things that people were telling us that the team, would wake up with and sleep with, and because of that, we kept looking for creative ways to ensure that we fight distractions. Okay, I always believe every problems in the world always has a solution. Okay, and every solution always has a problem. So if you found a problem, you found a solution to that problem, be rest assured that that solution that you found to that problem would also have its own problems. So, but what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on the problems of your solution, or on the solution of the solution to your problems? So what exactly is your focus? So most times when we encountered issues like that, we always remembered why we started. And believe you me, the reason you started would always be positive. Okay, like we wanted to do the child summit, and people were saying, "Oh, nobody had ever done it before." Even when we're talking to sponsors, they will say, I still can't understand. Okay, just give me an example. Like, are you trying to do something like, I don't know, like what exactly are you trying to do? And we're like, no, we are not trying to do something like, because we don't know what we can use to explain this. But the best way we can explain is the pictures, the diagrams, the demonstrations, the presentations that we have. And they're like, I'm not sure I want to buy into this. But after the first edition, it was easier. When they say, I don't understand. Oh, you don't understand. Okay, we bring pictures, we bring videos from the first edition. This is what we're trying to tell you. Oh, really? So you got this? Are you telling me this guy that built all these things is 10 years old? Yes, sir, he's 10. In fact, there's another one that is 8. Okay, I forgot to even mention that during the program, we discovered a guy. His name is Onafijiri. He's a photographer, and he's been featured on CNN at age 4. He was 4 years old when he was featured on CNN. He was featured on all these top media at age 4, and he became a world-known photographer. He is a Nigerian. Okay, so without programs like that, it would have been very hard and difficult for people to believe that you would have a 4-year-old African boy who is a photographer and who has been featured on world platforms. Okay, so but with programs like that, it was easier for us to demonstrate to them that this thing is possible, that you can actually children around the world in Africa that are making waves, that are creating, innovating technologies, that are creating things that even you as an adult you would be surprised that kids are doing all these things. Okay, so in the midst of frustration or distraction, always remember, why did you even start all these things, and focus on the positive aspects of what you're trying to do. Always focus on the positive aspect of what you're trying to do. It will really help you, in bringing new ideas that would help you to achieve your aim. Yeah.
Oh, good. Now, sounds good. Now, you had Dr. Omoniyi Babalola right now. Basically, one of the things that kept him going was the fact that he understood, he kept remembering the reason he created the ideas, or the reason the ideas were conceived, and he kept moving. And he also surrounded himself with the right people. You mentioned the team, you mentioned his wife, and he also, also got inspiration from what he liked to do best, which was listening to gospel music. And like he said, I mean, what you like to do best differs from, I mean, individuals, right? And all you need to do is just go into what you like to do best and try to seek motivation from it. And basically, challenges will come, but when these challenges come, challenges are overcome. But before you go, Dr. Omoniyi, before we have you leave now, on this program, what we intend to do on this program is link young startup individuals with successful entrepreneurs like you, successful young entrepreneurs like you know, to serve as mentors to them. What are your handles, your social media handles? People can contact you. And aside these startups, also investors, people who are looking to go into, you know, put their mindset and tap into the Paledec concept. How do you think they can reach you, your social media platforms?
Okay, first, the website of Paladec is www.paladec.org. And the best place to find me would be on LinkedIn. It's just Dr. Omoniyi Babalola. You know, once you type that, I would say hi to you.
Great. So the best way to
Yeah.
find Dr. Omoniyi Babalola is on LinkedIn. And once you type Dr. Omoniyi Babalola, I should also mention that he's an ambassador also. You know, is somebody who has backed most of these, you know, tags through ad and, you know, skills. And basically, you just heard how he was able to succeed. Now, we've been listening to no other person than Dr. Omoniyi Babalola, the CEO founder of Paladec. Now, this is the challenge for this week. And basically, this challenge, I mean, myself and Dr. Omini Babalola initially, you know, suggested that, you know, we have a challenge where I'm not going to mention it, but I feel that, yes, it's a very wonderful challenge. And so we're going to keep that challenge for the double decker challenge. So when next Dr. Omini Babalola will be joining us on this platform, he's going to be joining us, selecting the people who actually were outstanding in that challenge. But for this week, the challenge will simply be based on the challenges in Nigeria. Now, there's this gross saying, yeah, this gross feeling in the country today that people should divide, the Yorubas should go separately, the Igbos should go separately. And the reason I'm particularly bothered about this gross saying is the fact that it's being, you know, carried around by young individuals who should sit down and be thinking of positive, you know, positive ways, you know, to make impact on the continent as a whole, you know, not even as a country, not even Nigeria as a country, you know, but we find ourselves in that position where we are, you know, promoting such division. And that is why this challenge was brought up. And the challenge was scrolling while Dr. Omoniyi Babalola was speaking. And it's simply in 60 seconds, all you just need to do in 60 seconds is do a video, 60 seconds or less, do a video giving points why Nigeria is better united than divided. Now, 4 people will be selected from this challenge and they will be placed up for a vote. Whoever gets the highest votes would actually get a 20,000 naira challenge. People were confused. Some people thought it was $20,000. Not yet. It's a 20,000 naira challenge. Hey, thank you guys for joining us. You've been watching, hanging out with David Busari, and we've been with Dr. Omoniyi Babalola, who has, out of his busy schedule, he has brought out time, you know, to be here with us today. Join us same time next week on Hanging Out with David Busari. Remember that all you need to do is like this, like the page, subscribe to the page, like the page, and also like the video. And next time when we are live, you'll be able to know when we're live, and you'll be able to come in, ask questions live, and have those questions responded to live also, because we do this program live always and not recorded. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a wonderful time with you. Hey, thank you, Dr. Omoniyi Babalola. Thank you so much for being here. I mean, trust me. And I hope that when next we call, you would also be available to come in to talk about certain topics, because this is surely not going to be the last of having you here. We want to always have you here several. And also for individuals who you have a skill, you have a service, you have something you do, you have something you want to show people, young individuals, you want to teach them, you want them to learn from, hit us up, send us a message, and we'll see how we can get you, on board. Thank you. It's been nice having you. Have a wonderful week, and God bless you.